Well, I guess I should ask, is everyone good? Everyone ready? Drinks, snacks, schnacks, dice. Snacks. Dan, would you like to? Oh, go ahead, Liam. Chex was about to say something. Okay, okay. Cool, 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 cool. Dan, would you like to add to your dragon horde of inspirations and give us a small recap, unless someone else wants to do it? I mean, I thought Rob was doing very good recaps, but I guess he's too good for them now. Yeah, I think it's more a pride thing. He has an excuse to send someone to check on it without having to. Yeah. Mhm. Just as young looking from what you've been told. Maybe it's an elf. You think so? Props. You also got a very nice scroll from Father Lucian as well. It's basically like anti magic or anti life shell, but specific towards a type. There was another nice little thing that happened for Reese because it was apparently his name day. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. No, I think yeah. Congratulations. Enjoy your inspiration. No, a Drangon, Dangon, Dangon. To see what happens whenever you have that many inspirations, you become the DM. I could maybe crit. I could maybe crit. I could maybe crit. He's just gonna go through all of his inspirations. Right. You guys rest up in the Blue Water Inn. There are no nightmares uh, other than personal ones that you all share among only yourselves. Um, but nothing like how you were having in like the Death House or in Barovia itself. And uh, the day is yours. What would you like to do? Reese wakes up to a fancy new ring around his neck. Are you sharing a room with the four dudes? Okay. It smells horrible, except for Minar's corner. Oh, fair, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Although I suppose Minar's corner probably might not smell as good as I assume, since Chex hates prestidigitation. No, you don't, but that's not how mending works. Spare the noses. It smells like axe. No, no, it's probably more like a Drek Noir, or however you pronounce that one. Yeah, that one. I was thinking of something like super expensive and fancy. That was like the fanciest thing, a cologne I can think of. Oh, that's fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, what are you nerds doing? That's when she comes down to invite people for tea time. Yeah. It's not when tea time is, but it's when she invites people to it. Chapel, temple, church. Oh, yeah. I, either or. Yeah. You got the impression from her brother that she visits often. Sure. I will ask who has the book. Devin has the tome. And how is she securing it? Is it just in her pack? Has she put it back in the box? Yeah. But that's you left him with her that way, but I'm asking her specifically what she's done with him. Okay. And what are your orders for Ismark and Arena? Are they staying put another day? Sure. I am confirming. I am confirming these things as the DM. So okay. Okay. Mm, okie dokie. Whenever you guys exit your rooms, Van Richten is kind of standing outside in the corridor or whatever, having heard you guys getting up and shuffling around. The walls are very thin in the inn, and he's just kind of standing and waiting in like his Rictavio disguise, uh, fixing Meadowmane with a look as he comes out, and he'll turn to Bran and is like without acknowledging it, uh, and say a word, if you may, having sort of identifying Bran as the de facto leader of the group. Yeah, if the others are milling about in the on the hallway, he'll gesture towards his room. Otherwise, like it was like something quick, so he's waiting to see what the rest of you guys are doing. Secret language of nods. Just like Abrashmina. I assume Minar goes down as well. Okay. uh, so yeah, as the others kind of head their way downstairs, and like there's like the creaking of the woods and the wood stairs that are kind of masking the conversation. Rictavio slash Van Richten will just kind of say to you, it's like, I think you know as well as I that Valaki might not be safe for one like the two that are in your charge. Says with a significant look towards the room that Ismark and Arena are in. Uh, there's not a whole lot in Barovia that could be considered safe, but I've been working out of Valaki for a few months, few weeks. That's yeah, weeks now. But my normal base of operations is a tower a little bit to the northeast of here. There's it's still trapped and warded, and there are golems, so don't go poking in it. But there's an anti magic field surrounding the place. It's been warded that you camp out near the base. You can be safe enough, at least from magical scrying and the like. It's like if you're near the edge of uh, Lake Baratok, which where's my mouse? There's my mouse. It would be yes. It's a. Let me pull up the map so you can see Lake Baratok. There's Lake Zarovich is the big one. Lake Zaratok or Baratok right is right there. It's a little bit closer to Krinsk. Mm-hmm. Little island, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a little causeway that's the only entrance into. And then for your knowledge, because I would assume you guys would have like kind of looked over maps at some point. The little dotted road that kind of like leads down to like the southwest of that goes into that clearing. That is where the winery is located. Hmm. As a reminder. Let me double check. Yes, there's a near the Lunar River there that is the haunted castle that you guys have identified as the Argenvolsholt, and yeah, and then at the end of that little which is on there's not a trail that leads to that on this map, but at the end of the little dotted road directly south of Valaki is the ruins of Berens, which is a flooded town that supposedly Strahd cursed when the Burgermeister insulted him. But it's a ruins. Just a quick little reminder of your geography. And then. Hadn't been anything here to do. I think those vampires and his little plot with the church is the first that I've encountered while I was here. It's entirely possible that something around here has garnered his attention, but uh, there's been the rumors of the Mad Mage, but that's been around nearly, if not longer than me. But that's, somewhere on the other side of the lake near the mountain.
How did you come to do all this magic in this tower with golems?
Oh, I didn't do any of it. It's just a little bit of geography I've found and have made a temporary home out of. It's been my base of operations. I'll go around in some sort of guise or persona, fall back there, gather what I've learned, and then strike out again. Once the heat's gone down some, he chuckles.
And
Hmm? Oh, what was that?
how exactly do we get in?
Hmm.
What's going on outside?
Mm, it's like the base of it itself is pretty normal, but there is a tower door that has a symbol on it. You'll see it. You'll get it whenever you see it, but you can get in by following the instructions on the door. But we'll warn you, no magic of any kind will work there. That's why I like it so much, because it means that Strahd can't spy on me magically. Because he knows Van Richten is here, but he doesn't know right now that Rictavio is Van Richten.
Right. And have you found who was there before? What?
Mm,
It's always been safe. These golem creatures don't attack you.
I honestly don't go digging very far or poking very far up the tower because I know that their defense is still in place, and basically I make my only make my way up there if something's chasing me there and hope that they get caught in the traps below. I try to stay out of it if I can. But the ward on the place for the magic, it's on the little island. So you just have to be around the base to benefit.
Okay.
I just thought I'd mention it.
Right.
It might help. You could go exploring, just be prepared.
Right.
Like, try not to poke the golems. They'll leave you alone if you're not, you know, don't go poking at them.
Right. Well, if I go for a bit, maybe my way. Maybe take a little rest or something.
Mm. It's a place that you guys could stop on the way, sleep.
Yeah. I have something to ask you. There's this sword. It's in that book that you gave us. Sword of Sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
The Strahd had written about trying to dispose of it, or wanting to dispose of it. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Mm.
Where his brother's buried, or
Mm.
where the sword went?
His brother is definitely buried in Castle Ravenloft, but as far as I know, the sword wasn't buried with him. Um, it was like one of the things that I've been researching and see him like trying, like struggling to think. Uh, I have it written down in the tower. I write things down so I don't have to remember, but there might be a hint there.
Right. All right.
Otherwise, you might be too high a level to go that way now. The GM is trying to distract you.
Yep. No, I was getting what you're laying down. Well, sounds like it'd be useful killing it. So
Yeah. If I knew the exact place, I would have it by now. Uh, Unfortunately, but good luck. I'm probably stay here in Valaki for a little while longer. Then it might be time to find another mask to wear and move on. But some curious happenings around Valaki that I want to get to the bottom of before I go.
I never think maybe one of the ravens can send us a message. We need some backup while I'm down there. So
Same. And he'll like reach out and shake your hand,
I will do the same thing.
and he'll
Um, yeah. Now it's time.
yeah, he's gonna wait a little while, so he's not coming down with you. Ooh. Uh,
He's jealous.
yeah, he'll like head back into his room for a little bit.
So here you go. Sneak in.
Oh, it's here to hey.
Exactly.
I think he,
It's a pretty noble thing to go around gathering all that data and then to give it to us when we ask for it.
yeah.
Is basically the gist of what he said.
It was just sprinkled heavily with
Dairies.
Dares.
I mean, that's all well and good, but what if Madame
Ooh, shots fired. They cost you nothing.
not if you don't want to apologize? You didn't do anything wrong.
You're a bit rude to them though there, eh?
I'm not competition, and even if I was competition, they wouldn't be able to compete with me.
See, it started good, and then it turned around again. And it came rude again there.
Is it rude if it's the truth?
In some circles, yes.
What's on your menu? Eating whatever breakfast has moved there. Potentially croissants. I don't know if they do that here.
There's some sort of fresh baked bread.
Toasty.
Uh,
Oh
it's
no!
probably Dan would probably know the name of it, but there's like some sort of like Dutch pastry thing that I saw on like some British.
Danish.
No, no, not a Danish.
Poffages. A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stroop waffles, which are little
No, no, no,
pastries.
no, no, not the Stroop waffles.
No.
Puffages. That's
The
it.
little
That's it. That's it.
puffages.
Yeah, yeah. I knew Dan. I knew Dan would know. I
Born in Holland.
I saw them on the Great British Baking Show, Bake Off, whatever it is, and yeah, it was like it's
I was
not.
here at the Christmas fair actually.
Ooh,
Over here in London. Maybe the stand will be there. We have like international foods and things
mm,
runs.
very nice. But anyways, uh, someone has mentioned Danica and her fresh baked bread before, uh, and so you all can partake of that. She makes whatever those were called again. I've forgotten already. She's made several of those, and
I'm aware they
yeah,
look like they
yeah,
nostalgic now.
yeah. But she makes several of those and some hot cross buns, although they don't call them that, and then you know, breads.
Cold
No, no,
rolls.
no,
Hot
no.
Cruiserweight buns.
toasty X rolls.
Morning Lord rolls,
Anti-vampiric.
Oh, it's the crossbow. Like, just think, I thought it was just with the knights on top.
It's
but
weird, to have them around
Weird.
Easter.
yeah, yeah,
You eat them at Easter.
I. But they also just have a regular
I mean,
cross on top. They don't have like a cross that's slightly higher up.
yeah,
I understand what you mean, but I think it's slightly more difficult to do it that way.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Either way,
Every day is a school day.
they wouldn't call them hot cross buns, but she has made something of a similar nature.
Can they just call toasty rolls? I think it's toasty.
Yes, she will call them toasty rolls.
Toasty rolls. I'm having a blast, guys.
I'm glad, Liam.
So you guys partake of uh, fresh carbs, get your energy up for the day,
This is what we're gonna need the rest of this energy type.
and then what?
Has Bran come down the stairs? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's joined you all.
As soon as Devin brings up the saber-tooth tiger amphetamine, just looks at Bran and goes, "So Bran, what's the plans for today?"
You're dirty. At this time of
Right.
day, yeah, it's pretty much like you and the Ravens, the Mitroviches, or I think is their name.
And
Mardikovs.
that's where they are.
Hmm.
So not in the land. It's a Octavian's going to stay here for a bit. Follow up on that thing that we dealt with. But he said halfway between here, roughly halfway between here and Kretsk, there's a tower. It's not his tower, just some tower that has magical protection. And he uses it as a base. It's beautiful, like the base of it as a base. Because the rest of it still has defences like golems. He says Strahd can't see you though.
Who made this?
He didn't make the tower, no. I asked him about it. He doesn't know. He doesn't poke around, he says, because of all the defences higher in the tower. But he apparently uses it as a base and work for quite a while, as long as you don't go poking the golems. Strahd can't see him, and he suggested maybe that the siblings or whatever upstairs they could find some safety there, or we could place to stop on the road. It's next to a lake. There's like a little brick like land fence as well.
Lake Zarevich or is it a different lake?
Baratok,
Oh,
smaller, one out of the way. He just offered it. That it was a safe place to stay. Might make some use of it if we need.
no better place than here for them anyway. Area.
Not saying it's a permanent solution or anything. You can't camp around the lake all your life, but maybe if we're suspicious of the guy at Markov's, if he's a vampire or whatever, don't want to bring him in.
Which one?
I actually want to, because I am realizing that I have messed up the description of said tower. Um, I want to retroactively correct myself. Um, the tower is long abandoned. The defenses are harmless, save the anti-magic ward. So unless literally you go poking the golems, you'll be fine. Whenever he says he's been using it as a base of operations, he has been using it as a base of operations, and like the entire place is basically filled with like his shit. So I should have read it a little better. But yeah,
So I say that.
yeah, it's abandoned. You can use it as a base, and he has basically offered it as a place for you guys to stash Arena and Ismark while you are dealing with stuff. Checks.
No.
You don't need yeah, spoilers, but yeah, like he's like turned like the fourth floor into basically Charlie's mailroom conspiracy from Always Sunny.
Okay, we gotta dig a little deeper.
Who's this? Who's this? Anyways,
Uh,
yeah, it's like Doc Brown's like little breakfast gold gold burning machine.
uh,
What
yeah.
Sorry, this is kind of off topic as I'm thinking of it, but what was it with the 90s and like eccentric scientists having Goldberg breakfast machines? Because it's like him from Back to the Future and then Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids both had the breakfast Goldberg machines.
There was also Wallace and
Like,
Gromit.
yeah, yeah. Like, what was it? Is that like yeah, this is how you know this guy is a scientist and he's kind of kooky because he
Yeah, it's how you know he's an eccentric scientist because he had all the time to build
Yeah, like the nutty professor also, and like Flubber, like they both.
Easy character exposition because the camera doesn't pan across as many interesting sets of mechanics
Mm-hmm.
but can create something completely innocuous like a bit of jam on toast.
Yeah.
And a machine that helps you get dressed in the morning when you go back to Wallace and Gromit.
Mm-hmm. 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 Anyways, tangent over. I thought of that and ooh, shiny.
It's gonna be me. What do you think? Looking towards Devon. That is, I know nicknames, that's all.
I guess the easiest place to keep them, keep them safe if Strahd can't see them.
Yeah. Uh, for stuff we've got to do here, we're gonna go talk to the Countess about her son and those weird lights and Isaac. I feel like we could do something with this place. Find out what's going on. And then it may want to just stay for the festival, which is still in about 2 days away. I think we learn about the murder whisper if we stay for that festival day, right?
And this is day two, I think, and it's on day three. So
Or is it? Is he only the toy makers only got 1 day to make toys? Okay.
yeah, that's why he was like going for the yeah, that's why he was going for the non-complicated version and having like the one to display the abilities of like having the music box and sides and like taking orders for like the music box. I think was going to be like his plan.
So we've got like a day or two here at most, and then we move on again, I guess.
Hmm.
We could, yeah, we could just play the Song of Time and go back.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we can stay around indefinitely.
This
Yes.
tower, yeah.
Yeah. That.
I asked and he didn't know. I mean, that was when he thought the tower was dangerous, isn't it? So did he know?
No. 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 Sorry. It was just a long abandoned tower. He's not sure of why it was obviously built by some sort of wizard, but not one that he was able to find a name for. Sure. 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 Oh, ow. That would be an Arcana. As I scramble for the DM or the monster manual, so I can find something to tell you.
Golems are easy to find.
You know what you need to kill Golem. Say what you say.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she has to.
Would you guys be surprised to know that the monster manual doesn't have golems in it? Yeah, Arcana, but
I would, because that's a lie.
it's not. Oh,
Shaper Golem.
okay. Well, I'm used to like things like saying like golem, comma, but it doesn't. It doesn't do that. Yeah, which is
Two different things.
dumb. Okay.
Uh, D&D Beyond, I'm not looking at the thing, just at the search results. There's Stone Golem, Flesh Golem, Iron Golem, Leather Golem Armor, Crystal Golem, Clay Golem, Mad Golem, Fiendish Flesh Golem. but I don't know if that's the basic rules for the.
Page 167. You were very close. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. I think that was the basic rules page.
What was your Arcana roll?
I don't know. Did not know.
It's your insight.
Checks?
Well,
I think you muted on accident checks.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but what'd you roll?
I rolled a 14.
14? Okay, you would know that they are constructs, don't require air, food, drink, or sleep, so basically they'll last for as long as they're intact. You know that there are golems of several types. They usually are tasked with specific instructions, and um, basically an elemental spirit in material form, uh, with no memory, personality, or histories. They just move and obey. So if I figure Minar's curiosity is probably in taking control of one of them, it's probably possible. He would have to just see if there's some sort of control enchantment around them. I feel like that's would be pretty common knowledge for them. And of course, like without seeing the golem, you don't know what kind of golems might be in this tower because Van Richten didn't say. And Brandon didn't ask.
Oh, really?
He just said don't poke them.
I have, very low intelligence, as I
No,
said.
no, 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 no. I know, I
So
know, I
it's
know.
just like, right, don't poke golems, okay?
That makes sense. I can remember that. But I would say uh, you might be able to tell just based off of the time frame of what's going on that you're not dealing with a flesh golem. So, hmm, I feel like you kind of have like a little bit of experience with golems. Not that you've like fought any golems, but I think they're like similar enchantments to like the animated armors that you've dealt with in the Death House. It was like those were more like guards where like in the vicinity they immediately start attacking, but golems can be tasked with other things.
Is Brandon with them, by the way?
I would, as your kind and generous and benevolent DM, also point out that if you wanted to, you could just leave Valaki. Um, if you decided that there's not really anything that you want to do here, if you just want to get Ismark and Arena out of here, you could just leave this place and get them out of here, and then come back and deal with whatever you want to deal with. There's nothing saying that you have to complete everything here and before you continue on.
I
Mm-mm.
feel like our characters.
I know, no, no, no. I wasn't trying to push or anything. I was just pointing out that, like, you technically you have completed the quest that you have encountered here in Valaki. So at this point, you'd be instigating new ones. So. Yeah. And a hideout. You're welcome.
It just when you said stay, that's not what I did. So like in Slayer. Sure. Okay.
I will stay with him, is perhaps what he meant to say.
Yeah, I was just
You
making sure.
guys head over to the toy maker and oh, what's his fucking name?
Blinsky.
Blinsky. Yeah, Blinsky kind of. It's no fun. He's no Blinsky. Welcome, friends. It is good to see you again, bright and early in the morning.
A lot to do.
And he kind of like, you've come to see the prototype, yes? And he like comes over and shows you one of like the dolls that he's been working on, and it's a like cute little doll with like black ringlets and uh like very childlike or whatever, just like ringlets made of yarn. Like he's managed to like curl them somehow. Like knotted the yarn in such a way that they look like curls and all this other stuff, and it's like very soft and sweet looking.
Uh, so Bran stretches his hand out, presumably he's giving it the doll, uh, and he's gonna like hold it up. and it is definitely cute and not creepy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um,
It looks like maybe slightly Wednesday Adams-esque, but
sure, we're improving.
yeah. What do you think? Oh,
That's a good title.
that's a very good name.
Well,
Oh, thank you very much, he says. And he'll like look like pleased as punch, as one would say, and kind of makes his way back around like the counter to show you like the patterns that he's like picked out for other ones, other dolls and stuff, um, and like jiggling with excitement, and like the little bubbles on his hat like jiggling as much as like he's like very clearly animated and excited about everything, and he shows you like the plans he has for like these other dolls. And then he looks up with you and he's all like, "Would you like me to make one custom for you, for your children?" And he kind of like looks up at you and kind of like recognizes like the sudden like shift in your mood, and he kind of like steps back and hands up. Is just kind of like, "I'm sorry, you struck me as a father. These your ideas were very um didn't mean to offend."
he is like his hands like come up away from the plans, almost like recoiling.
Oh, I'm very very sorry.
And we're done.
Very good, sir. See, like he's kind of like deflated like a little bit that now that he's like made you angry because like you were like a
Sure.
very um exciting, like he was excited to have someone interested in his work, and now like you can tell like he's like, "Oh no, I've made him mad and I'm not entirely sure why," and he's like kind of wilting a bit under that. He'll just kind of whisper and say, Tell him I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset him," and he'll get back to work. So, what are the rest of you doing? You wait, waiting,
I
waiting,
think so.
waiting for Bran to come back, and he doesn't. Manor,
Probably thinking of an estate playmaker. Just picking the brain about strategy.
you're gonna go to the toy makers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay behind.
Mm.
Yeah, Minor went with, so he's hung up with them.
Oh, did he? I'm sorry. So yeah, we'll deal with that first. You kind of see Blinsky's kind of like completely didn't notice that you were there at all, and just kind of like he kind of like starts shuffling back to work, and then like the moment you like move again, he's like, "Oh, gee, sorry, I didn't see you there.
Ah, no worries. I usually get close enough up sometimes.
Oh, are you a craftsman as well?
I dabble, I guess.
Are you a bit of uh, more of an inventor or a toy maker? As I just realized that Blinsky's totally one of those guys with a Goldberg machine for his breakfast.
Is that why there's a smashed egg all behind them?
Yeah,
Oh,
you smell burnt toast.
big hollow metal spider that crawls up and like shits jam onto his toast.
Oh.
elaborate and unnecessary. I like it.
No, it's
Blinsky
no,
loves it.
it's a honey dispenser coming out of the spider's ass. It just dribbles honey instead of web.
Or is some like ancient like plague goddess and just like
Christ, making this up.
Either way, um, are you more of a inventor or a toy maker?
I'd say researcher maybe is more apt.
You know, I am a student of the great inventor and toy maker Fritz von Wreg myself, and he was working on a great invention, a clockwork man, and I would be ever so interested in seeing, but unfortunately he was taken to the castle, which, well, you know, if you ever make your way to the castle of Ravenloft and you perhaps come across the Clockwork Man, could you maybe uh, send it to me? I would like very much to see this masterpiece.
Clockwork master.
Mia, it's spelled with a Y. Master. I would make you anything that you desire.
Hmm. If I, on the off chance that I can cure this clockwork man,
Yeah.
we could work together to make things even better.
Oh, that would be most exciting. Yes, I would greatly appreciate that. That would be most welcome.
Very interesting indeed.
And he like kind of nods in agreement to the little bells on his hat, like going jingle, 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 jingle.
Oh, I'm not think about that. Sorry. Um,
Are you all right, Maester? Because I'm assuming he actually did. Did he say that out loud? I have so much to. Are you okay?
He's just all over the place.
Yeah, because like Blinsky's work is like very intricate and very like complicated, and so the idea of like someone who is better than him that made like a full-grown automaton man is, not far out of left field, like based off of like what he Blinsky seems to enjoy making small miniature versions of complicated things. So, you know, like he could make like maybe a little tall, little tiny miniature man, but not one that could like remain animated for long, probably. So the Von Werg's masterpiece would be a sight to see. You think?
Where?
Von Werg, VonWeerg.
Big.
Werg. That's how I pronounced it the first time.
W's and
Yep.
E's.
Yeah. That's why
I've
I
just
pronounced it that way.
But then you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
just as Minna's little happy dance is coming to an end. I've abruptly stopped and remember something else he had to do today.
Mm-hmm.
Blinsky, do you happen to have any engraving machines, perhaps, for your what's his name, cogs here?
An engraving machine for like engraving on metal and things.
Yes, he's going to pull out a metal gauntlet and slam it on the table. From this specifically.
That would probably not be so much a machine that you would use because this thing is very large and in regular shape. But I do have some tools that you can use to engrave it, if you like. And he'll like go and like pull out like a uh, like kind of head into the back, where like he wafts away like steam and some smoke from like the back storeroom that basically had been he forgot to open up the ventilation that day. And so like steam and smoke kind of like billows through, and you like hear him coughing as he's going through his tool room, and he comes back out with like this polished wooden case and like flips it open, and you can see that there's like several they look like heavy duty like calligraphy pens, but like hardcore, so that like the nibs don't break or anything like that. It's basically like an ancient Dremel. um it's kind of like but yeah, like he'll like hold it out to you, and he's like, I have, is this something like this would suffice, I think?
Most excellent. Would you mind if I perhaps occupy a little space in here for short periods of time?
Oh,
Do some work?
no, you would be most welcome. He kind of grins, kind of happy for the company. Company besides his monkey. Until actually
Where's the monkey?
it's on his shoulder that like this entire time.
Or is it in the rafters that ready to push through at me?
Nah, nah, nah. But like, yeah, he'll welcome you back into like the smoke-filled space that I just mentioned. Now that you're in there coughing as well, he'll go over and like open up the shutter so that it starts to clear out a bit, and it's just steam from some of like the steam powered contraptions he's got back there, and then like the wood smoke from the wood burning to fuel said steam. But he stops Dutch boxing himself, and you can work with him if you like. Hmm. Ooh, very nice. This is like your sixth level or your fifth level thing.
It is fifth level, yeah.
Mm, your blasting rod or whatever.
Yep.
After
Mm.
we kill Meneman comes back from the council.
I
It
bet
sounds.
it's just asking.
Nice now.
It depends on if on your definition of asking. If it's the same as Devin's definition of asking, then it might not go over so well.
My
Hey now.
my definition of asking.
But either way, checks take a point of inspiration for taking time in the story to describe how you got your new class abilities. I like it. I appreciate it.
To get my extra attack.
No, I think Bran's sufficiently angry enough to justify the extra attack.
I could pray really hard.
Now, when I pray, zombies die.
I usually I would love this ability, but I have a fine feeling most of these undead we're going to be coming across are far harder than CR half.
Yeah, it depends on where you encounter them and how many there are. But anyways,
Unuseful.
um, yeah, the rest of you make your way to the Morning Lord Temple on like the west side of town. Um, excuse me. Just looking at where you're located. Okay, yeah, you don't bypass any of the other landmarks on your way. Yeah, and you actually, yeah, no, you don't see it from there. Yeah, you make your way to the church again. Awkward silence between, or maybe not awkward silence, but silence between Bran and Reese, and eventually the others finishing their breakfast and making their way over there. You congregate outside before going in, I assume.
Yes. For
Okay.
the sake of people, yes. If it was like a graveyard or something, it's still not really appropriate.
Mhm.
Maybe it has a, I say, an itchy trigger finger, itchy whipping finger.
He's got his whip in hand.
Devin probably raised an eyebrow at Reese, kind of like, okay.
Yeah, Bran is a little high strung for you all, I think.
Is this brand kids thing something we've seen before?
I mean, you see that he's usually incredibly stony faced, but when it comes to children, at every available opportunity in this campaign so far, he's gone out of his way to try and
Right.
help them. So
Yeah.
it probably does follow
So
that the time
we
you
know,
spent with him previously. I
right?
don't know how much of the details you know of anyone.
But we know he has a thing about
Yeah,
kids.
you probably could have guessed what has happened to him to put him in this situation.
Yeah.
Filled with such hatred.
He Reese will just mouth the word kids.
Devin would kind of be like, like I know, kind of nod, like, ah, okay.
The secret language of nods.
Why do you like that, Bran?
I don't like this.
He would just answer you with like a death glare, just like look up at you. Not a way he's really ever looked at you before. You probably get the sense it isn't personal, maybe, but he's just like just gives you a look. Okay, alright, no problem there.
Say no more, say no more, say no more.
Say no more, dearie. What was it?
He's never said hosen. I mean, I don't.
Thank God. Um,
Unless I have to for some reason, get a fire hose, and then he would be the hosen. You're welcome.
Playing
but
with fire.
Ouch.
And then with Meadowbane possibly going in, Brad's going to slide off the wall or something that he's leaning against and slide into the church.
Sure. Why don't you make roll me a D100?
Me or Meadowbane? Because he's
Anybody. We're gonna see if the Baroness is here.
I'll do it. What could possibly go wrong? I fill my dice mildly. That's an 8.
An 8.
8.
Wow.
Really early.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So you guys walk in to the temple, and like you see, like there's a couple of people who are kind of congregating around for morning sermons, and you see like Father Lucian is actually standing with a thin-looking noblewoman who's like dressed in like this red gown with like this high-necked collar business and like big big skirts, like real fancy looking lady, and she's kind of they're like he's like clasping her hands and like uh she's like smiling up at him um as he is very tall, and like as you approach he like turns and says, "Ah, here are the adventurers now that I was just telling you about, Lydia." And they'll turn to introduce the woman to the rest of you, and she's all like, "Oh, my brother Lucian has said so much about you."
All good things, I hope, there.
"Oh, of course." She like chuckles and says, "Always good things in Valaki," she says breathlessly. She's like very thin and waifish, kind of waspy, a little, but very much like delicate noble lady.
That's what we hear, anyway. Only good things.
All is well. She nods and kind of looks you all over and like expectantly, like waiting for introductions.
Okay. My name's Meadowbane. These are my friends, and he indicates the others.
It's not as cute.
As far
Would
as
you?
sorry, anyway.
Mm,
That's Meadowbane, and we're his friends.
I feel personally attacked somehow.
He wasn't even in that campaign.
Mhm. Mhm.
I know. I have no idea what he's referencing.
The entirety of the Keep on the Borderlands campaign, uh, she was playing our bard Elisha, and she would introduce herself to like every NPC as, "Hi, I am Elisha, and these are my friends." Like every time, like
Uh huh.
hundreds of times.
And we would introduce ourselves. That's Elishon, and we're her friends.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I'm pretty sure like none of the NPCs ever knew anybody else's name except for maybe Byron.
Like he did it to Engelhart and then almost killed him.
Well, Englehart was a bit of a knob. Anyways.
That's a great way to say knob.
good times, good times.
So she's Lydia kind of like blinks and is all like, "Well, uh hello, Meadowmane and friends.
I'm Devin. Would you know where I could sell some pelts?
Uh I believe there might be a shop in the town square, maybe?"
Like a trapper or something? Yeah. Okay.
The only hunters or trappers I know of are, oh goodness, what are their names? And she turns to Lucian, kind of like, looking embarrassed that she doesn't remember. And he kind of like gives her a pat on like the arm, and that'd be Schlozla and Yevgeny. I believe
What's the
they
first name?
that would be Sladzda and Yevgeny. Szoldar, and Yevgeny is Yevgeni.
And they usually hang out at the Blue Water place.
Oh yes, I think so.
I think we've already met them.
Oh, they're such lovely individuals. They helped so much with my husband's last festival with the wolves. I think he's
Yeah,
yeah, they're still outside the barricades, I think. Ballistades, that's what they are.
they definitely mentioned that a few times.
They're very talented hunters.
Devin made an excellent first impression.
Oh, that's so good.
With a sly grin towards the. So you said it's square, maybe I could sell some pelts.
There's, the general store.
Okay. Thank you for the information.
You're very welcome.
Sorry, Meadowmaid, I just really needed answers. Oh, it's totally fine. That's how introductions work. He
And
looks
Reese,
coachingly at Reese.
Uh,
Reese kind of sighs. And
oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you, Reese, she says softly.
he looks down at his feet and mumbles something vaguely like, and you.
Yeah.
Looks to Bran for a second. Is he still kind of not wanting to interact with people?
No, not really.
Cool. In which case, we'll look away. And Bran's had a bit of a rough morning so far, Derry.
Oh no, that's awful. I hope it wasn't
Yeah,
too terrible. She says, and looking kind of worried, and kind of like does that whole like hands up to the chin, and just oh no, and kind of wrings her hands a little bit, and Lucian's kind of like, I'm sure it's nothing, Lydia, and she kind of calms, and she's like, yes, you're right. All will be well. I'm very sorry to hear that you're having a rough time, and she kind of like steps forward and pats Bran's arm like gently.
When Meta Knight brings it up, like there is like a glare into the back of his head, and then she, under that like tirade of pleasantness, is like struggling to maintain. I guess.
oh, that's,
Bran will remember this.
I definitely thought I just fucked it.
Um, yeah. Once an innocent woman, is just a bit pissed. So like she like pats his arm, I imagine, and it's just
Like very like matronly. Like she's very much like I don't have good art that doesn't like spoil her husband. She's got a full grown son, so this is like an older like middle aged
sure.
lady. So like aging gracefully into those 50s.
So his like jaw is tense, but
Hmm.
like loosens slightly enough for him to speak, I guess. Nothing I hadn't got over, and he's like completely lying to himself.
Mm.
Um,
C's crying. But Lydia just kind of gives you like an oh that's so good like look on her face, and just kind of like gently pats your arm like the way a you know one of those oh you just have a good time now hun like diner waitresses might do.
Trying to say what I'm going to do next. She seems like she's very much drank the Kool-Aid.
I don't know what you mean.
you might want to
Kool-Aid? What?
ask
Um.
around for like
Hmm?
answers that you want
Yeah,
and get that information.
she is. I'm not that. Meadowmaid is, but I'm not.
I'm not sure Meadowmane's very good at it. He's been very much a blunt instrument. Sorry you lost her. He's had a bad time.
In the nicest way.
I know, but still.
Exactly what you're going for.
He's like the kind of guy that will like try to make you feel better by like hitting you right in the face with a feather pillow. It's like I'm being nice. Feel better. Boom.
Oh, yeah, that's very Meadowmane.
And like, his penchant for hitting people in the face with things.
I've done it twice.
If I can't live down if I can't live down Tanith, if I can't live down Tanith, you can't live down Meadowmane.
Okay, fair enough. I take that back. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Happens. Happens.
Take a moment to compose yourself if you would like to continue questioning the Baroness.
Lucian mentioned that you had a son there. Is he well?
Oh, Victor, he's well, she kind of like looks over at Lucian and says, "He's fine. He's a fine boy. He's just a little eccentric."
That's got anything to do with these purple lights I've been hearing about? Is it some kind of a show for a festival, perhaps?
Oh, I wish. I'm afraid he thinks the festivals are a little silly. He just doesn't understand the good work that his father's trying to do.
Does seem that all is well.
All is so well.
How, how eccentric is the boy then?
Oh, yeah, I think he fancies himself a mage, but that's so silly.
Why is that silly? Surely a boy is entitled to explore avenues to advance himself, dare I?
Well, he. I think he should be trying to support his father rather than being distracted by his silly books and experiments. But that's rather personal, I'm afraid.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to pose a call there, fair madam. Do apologize, dare I?
It's all right. I'll speak to him about the lights. Maybe I can. It must be very distracting.
Reese is currently Picarding.
Is that what does that mean? Oh, hand
Just
I'm,
hold
I'm
it
glad
to
I'm
his
not
nose.
using get it.
with the face palming?
Fingers,
Yes.
fingers on the
Mm-mm.
bridge of his nose, eyes closed.
Yeah. Okay. There are lots of Picard memes.
So good.
Yeah. There are lots of Picard memes. I needed to know which
There's
one.
only one definition of the word Picarding. Picard.
It's like you have really fine wine from France. No, I don't. Anyways,
Do I get the feeling at all that this is all a show because she doesn't know that we're not having drank the Kool-Aid? She's trying to like keep us at ease, or does it seem like she's fully in and is trying to like keep herself like in the brain cell and feel
make
good?
make me an insight check.
Nine.
Just, of course.
I get the feeling that she is like fully in this. This is how
Yeah,
she lived, but rather than trying to fool herself into it.
I rolled two and I've got no idea why. So 23.
Jesus,
Oh, I natural 20 and got a 23 as well.
nice.
Look,
Um.
23.
I got a 24.
Oh, very nice. Very
Show
nice.
off.
Mine are Devon. Either of you rolling since everyone else is.
No, Devin wants to be anywhere else but here right now, so.
Okay.
Minor's not here.
Oh,
Minor's
that's right. Mine are's not here. Duh. I'm sorry. Um. Yeah. To you guys who are like watching her behavior, this is very much a woman who has uh possibly at the risk of her own sanity bought into the Kool-Aid. Has embraced her husband's philosophy of happiness and is very much putting forth that happy facade in a very we happy few kind of way.
Yeah, she seems kind of aware that not all is well, but she's trying to convince herself that all is well by simply repeating it and putting on this face.
Yeah, this is someone that fully believes that if she doesn't act happy, then bad things will happen. So she acts happy. And it may have cracked her a little bit. But yeah, from like what she just described about her son, has probably, just because that insight was so high, will say that the difficulty she's having with her son is probably that her son isn't in on the bandwagon.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I wonder, did Father Lucian tell you how he met us?
Oh, he said that you did an invaluable service too for the temple. There is no way Lucian would have told his fragile sister that. Yeah, no, no, no. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's like absolutely no way Lucian would have told his sister that this place almost got overrun by vampires because their bones got stolen.
Well, the thing is, Father Lucian came. I came here because I'm a priest. A priest. I don't know if you know Shanti.
I'm afraid I haven't heard of them.
She's a goddess of light where I come from. Um, I wonder if you would allow me to speak to your son about maybe joining the priesthood. That may be a good avenue for him to maybe see how all is well and maybe help out his father a bit more in keeping everything well.
Oh, I don't. I really appreciate your offer, but I don't think that would work. Lucian spoke to him several times himself. He's just.
Sorry for that.
He's very much stuck in his ways.
I thought I would extend the offer regardless.
You're a very kind man for saying so.
This bitch is straight up anti-priestess. I'm scared.
Did you say that, or is that just Rob?
This is just Rob.
That's
We
Rob
are
worrying
focused.
she's gonna get maced in the face.
No, I'm worried that I'm gonna get. Oh no,
But
but it's not gonna be pretty.
you think Reese is gonna get startled and he's gonna like punch her in the face?
He's gonna turn
Yeah,
into a wolf.
he's just like staring at her wide-eyed, like.
She's oblivious to it.
Do you have anything to do with the what's it called? Festival of the Blazing Sun. Do you have any part in that?
Oh, my husband's been working very hard. I know the entrance hall and vestibule of our home is filled with sticks and twigs for the effigies.
The effigies. What do they represent?
Oh, we're going to burn them and then they'll be the sun.
Oh, that makes sense there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of what's that? You guys have the
Guy
thing,
Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes. Yeah, there it
Yeah,
is. Thank you, Fawkes.
Fawkes.
guy Fox. Sorry, one second.
It Lucian did mention that you guys helped him. I wondered perhaps maybe you could help me. Um, some of our servants have gone missing.
Oh dear, that sounds awful there.
Yes, a maid and a butler. They've just vanished, and no one in the village has seen them.
Did they just like run off together?
Oh, I suppose they could have, but I don't see why they wouldn't have just told us. I would have been very happy for their happiness.
Well, maybe they didn't think you would have.
Happy for their happiness.
Yeah, I love that.
But when was the last time you saw them?
Oh, she like thinks real hard. It's been a few days, and they didn't leave at the same time, so I don't think they went off together. It was like,
If
mm,
they ran off at the same time, you definitely would have been suspicious that they're together.
I mean, that wouldn't have been a bad thing if they were. They would,
Perhaps
if
they
they were,
may have made some misunderstandings.
yes, if they were happy together, they should be together.
Perhaps so. Um,
When did she say
what
that?
were
A
they?
week or two ago? Or 2 weeks?
Couple days, I think she said.
Uh, but yes, they went missing, and well, if you could find them just to make sure that, or find out what happened to them, just to make sure that they um, are okay. I want to make, if they're okay, I just, if they're, something's awful happened to them.
I'm sure all is well, my lady.
All is well.
um, what were their names there?
Oh, this is me trying to find their names in the book.
Okay.
She has like a little tiny book of contacts. Very
Meadowman suddenly
risky.
transformed into Detective Meadowman. I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm glad you're doing the job right now.
Yeah, I figured I need to take the lead because Brand's our usual talker and he's not in the mood. So I'm like, I'm taking the reins then.
I mean, I would be asking similar questions, only in a much less nice way,
That,
probably.
yeah, precisely.
I'm very sorry. I can find their names in a little bit because I know there's a section that describes it, but I can't fucking find it right now.
Please, all is well.
Mother bitch.
That's an unusual family name.
I fucking love a mother bitch.
Um. Bum, bum, bum. I can't fucking find it.
Make them up and then just when you do find it, just keep it that. Just change them. You just say
Yeah,
Greg and Dana.
Greg and Dana.
What's happening?
I shouldn't have said it.
Meadowman's writing his own fanfiction here.
Greg. Do you have any of their clothing? I know Reese is an excellent tracker.
Oh, I. There might be some of their things back at the house.
Reese blushes.
Well, we'd be more than happy to come by maybe later on today and grab that and have some looks around for you. We can ask around the town and see if they knew anything before their disappearance.
Oh, that would be wonderful. You are such wonderful people.
We do have other things to also be taken care of, but I'll be sure to make sure that we give you some time.
Oh, and I'll be sure to let my husband know that you might be by.
Excellent. I'll maybe grill him about his part in the Festival of the Blazing Sun while I'm at it.
Oh, we're always taking volunteers if you'd like to help set up.
Well, think about it, Derry. Benjamin turns to the others. Anything else we want to ask the fine lady?
I think we might have all we need.
I'm done.
Very well.
But thank you for your
Are you
help.
being shitty over there, Ralph?
That was in character.
Okay.
Very well.
Oh,
Thank you for your time.
it was a maid and a cook that went missing.
Did you find their names?
No,
Brian?
no, it just says maid and cook. So, fuck this book.
Maybe that were their names. Maybe it was Cook the maid and Maid the cook.
No, that's stupid. Don't be stupid.
We'll
Wait, hang on. man. You want to eat gracious near the kids, but you want to cook the maid.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Well, thank you, Miss. Oh, would it just be Miss Valakovic?
No,
Or Mrs. Valakovic?
no, that it would be Lydia. Lydia
How do you spell that?
Lydia Petrovna. Petrovna. Because she's a woman, so she's not a bitch. She's a Neva.
Oh, you're right enough.
Irvana. Yeah.
Lydia Kell.
Lydia.
But thank you for your time, Mrs. Petrov. Yeah, he looks at Lucian for confirmation that that's
He
actually right.
nods. Yes, because he's Petrovich, so she'd be
Yeah,
Petronova.
Petrovna. Thanks for your time, Mrs. Petrovna.
She like reaches out to clasp your hands, and it was such a pleasure to meet you all. I hope you have a great day. And she like turns to Bran, and gives him like another soft smile.
Uh, the grimace that he wears is somewhat slightly more like a smile for that moment, and then they turn away.
And she, just because of your guys' like massively high insight checks on her, she's very much a person that forces herself to be happy so the other people around her are happy too.
Yeah. Good meditation.
Psychopath.
Uh-huh. I mean, what?
Right, we will
I
certainly
mean,
be.
I've read Doki Doki Literature Club. Not gonna end well for her probably.
Mm.
So now he's going to start talking to us as
Didn't need reminding of that tale. Now, now I can't like stop saying some matronly woman and like flickering and then like that weird droopy tail.
Oof the.
we'll let you get back to your tea there and spending time with your brother there, eh?
Thank you so very much.
Oh, sorry. One more thing I wanted to ask. What do you know about the Sheriff Isaac?
Oh, Isaac. Um, you see her kind of that little mask crack a little bit. What about him?
Um, he nothing whatsoever. All is well.
She looks relieved that you said that there was nothing.
Oh, I don't like that. But don't Have you seen his doll collection? I've heard it's quite vast.
Do you really say that?
I love Meadoway putting his
I'm
foot
almost
in
tempted.
his mouth.
Listen, we did talk to the toy maker, and he told us that Isaac was did that.
Mm-hmm. Do
Mhm.
you say it to her?
Oh no! Fuck it. Yeah, why not?
Her her
That'll make this a little bit interesting, shall we?
her eyes go kind of wide at that, and she goes, uh, "I don't go in his room. That's a bit what exactly are you trying to imply?"
No, just
He stays in our house under my husband's discretion.
of course, of course.
I do not go in his private quarters. That would be unwholesome.
No, completely understandable there. I shouldn't have asked. My apologies, uh, my lady countess. We'll be on our way now. Thank you.
Ah, she's actually a baroness. Their checks, but
Shit! Lady! Lady never happened.
Technically, a lady is higher than a baroness, so
yeah,
he's not good.
yeah. But she kind of like looks at her brother and with like confusion is like dolls. You kind of hear her whisper as he as you all depart. I guess.
Oh, we've given her something to think about there, eh?
Did you see how she reacted?
I think it was more.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to roll insight on what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll,
Yeah.
roll insight because I don't know what it's like. Okay, that's 24.
There's
12
no
point
one
five.
below that,
Sorry.
right?
I crit.
Again.
You son of a bitch.
Nice.
I roll well for once, and people crit around me, you bastard.
Yeah.
Better than 19.
Very, very, very good. Yeah, that was not a oh, she's got a secret thing for the sheriff. That was very much she thinks the sheriff is very scary and very dangerous and doesn't like him being around and was terrified that you guys were going to tell him that he like skinned somebody or something because
Oh, right, okay.
then
I thought he was like seeing the dolls, like
no. That was very much someone who's afraid of a person who very much a gentlewoman who soft and delicate, whatever, afraid of somebody who's physically abusive and scary. So not necessarily physically abusive to her, but more like that's a very scary man. Yeah, that's a very scary man.
no, I don't wanna shatter her entire facade yet.
Yeah, that's a very scary man and if you guys were about to tell her that he like, murdered someone, she'd have to tell her husband and that's conflict and that's another thing she doesn't like doing. So
Oh, don't worry, we're getting in her house now.
but yeah, there is definitely a sense of if he's up to something, she doesn't know about it. So chances are he's keeping it very well hidden.
But they're not carrying on an affair.
No, no, there is definitely no uh
Sex times.
yeah. But like, asking her if she had seen his doll collection seemed very much like, have you seen the inside of his bedroom type question and so she was very like that's why she reacted that way. She thought you were accusing her of infidelity.
Oh, no, fuck. You're, oh, oh, that woman, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, eh?
Do you guys leave?
With the party,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that when she's around.
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy, that woman.
What about my sister? She's a very nice lady.
Oh, what the fuck are you saying about my sister there? I'll fight you one on one. Put them. No, I'm kidding.
Alright, let's do this.
Level
I'm
12
gonna.
monk.
He's certainly not a cleric, not with his inability to do anything useful.
I think she's useful.
Yeah, yeah,
Use roll of greater restoration.
yeah. Hmm.
8.
Can I use that to heal Brand's emotional scars?
No, no. Unfortunately, that's not a magical curse. That is uh, self-inflicted. Yeah.
Curse
You
of
should
Brand. People.
you should use it before Minar accidentally use it to wipe his ass or something. Though.
Wait, no, got it on. Okay.
I
Uh,
don't think that'll be a problem.
do we just want to head back to the black water? Blue water.
Do you guys have any other?
Mystery afoot?
I mean, can we go to the general store and sell these belts?
Sure.
Yes.
Or can we hand wave this, or do you want me to
No.
be my charming self?
You, you,
Uh.
you can negotiate.
Do it.
Yeah, no, you guys head your way to the town square. Um, why don't you make me perception check as you guys are walking through the this
Ooh, I got.
Phalange?
I keep forgetting I can do this. Can I guide myself?
No, because you don't know this is happening.
Yes, fair enough. Yeah. Do I
It.
want to?
Ooh. Okay.
I'll just be unperceptive. That's
Yeah.
maths. That can't be hard.
When it comes to guidance, it has to be like something that your character knows that they're about to be attempting it, and
That's fair. Yeah.
yeah, and it has to be
If it's a
something
long shot, I'm just like, oh, I can do this.
and like something you have to be like doing like right then rather than like something that takes a period of time. So 16 and
11.
Perception.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got 10.
Okay.
You're brilliant.
Um,
Okay. As you guys are leaving the burger, or no, you don't leave the Burgermeister's home. But yeah, as you guys are kind of like walking through the streets of Valaki, there you kind of like notice out of like the corner of your eye whenever you're going through the streets and like coming across the corner or whatever, that there's one dude that always seems to be like a block behind you guys, just kind of trailing behind you. But
Do we all notice that, or just Devin and Reese got this
Devin
information?
Reese.
Gotcha.
And he's behind us.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem to be threatening you, but you noticed him.
Just gonna like sort of turn my head as though I'm like looking across Bran, and I'll just say whatever clock face direction that he is in.
Mm-hmm.
6 o'clock. He's behind us.
You, Bran?
Yeah.
Okay. You notice him too, eh?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys continue to the general store, and I can see if I can peel off and maybe get behind him?
You're the one that wants to go to the general store.
But I also want to see your people.
Okay.
Or, we can have Meadowmane do it. That
Reese
sounds like a
will
good plan.
Reese will kind of turn and like his nose like I got something up my sleeve kind of thing.
Uh, Bran is going to share the same significant look that you shared with him upstairs in the inn. As in, do you need backup? Or...
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Reese shakes his head.
Alright.
I mean, it's a reconnaissance mission. He's not going to attack back.
Okay. We're just reading next morning's paper. Wolfman dead.
You can
Killed
communicate
by
with most
Strahd.
of this. Truly incredible.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So Reese is going to try and casually find some kind of side street to disappear down, if
Mm-hmm.
possible, and then turn into a cat.
Sure. Roll me a stealth check as you duck in.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you duck into the side street. You turn into a cat. The others keep walking, and about 5 or so minutes later, that same figure is like walking in the direction, passes by the alley, walking in the same direction your friends were. It's a plain looking human man. Just looks like any other Valakian, dressed plainly. Um, Save only like really distinguishable features is that he's always there.
Hmm. Have I seen him before at all?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, then I will try tailing him for a little while.
Sure.
Is he like still following
Mm-hmm. If,
the boys? Alright, then yeah, I'll just tail him for a bit.
yeah, and if you want, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Cat perception?
Yes,
Because
please.
I'm a
No, no, no. You're a druid, so your perception.
15.
Okay. He doesn't appear to be armed or anything like that. Like you don't see any like swords or, and his clothing doesn't appear to be like hiding any bulky weapon or armors. He just appears to be keeping an eye on where your friends are going.
Excellent.
And yeah, like basically you guys go to the town square and as though nothing is going on, I assume. But yeah, he just whenever like you guys enter like the town square, he just kind of picks like a corner of it so that he can keep an eye on where they're headed without like being directly behind them. And also in the square are more of those the people in the stocks that were there the last time, but different ones this time. Uh, and so like the people who were there before, and all of like the Wolf's Head Jamboree decorations have been taken down, and all of the Festival of the Blazing Sun things are up. Like the center of the town square has been cleared out for um, what you assume to be like where the effigy will and like the bonfire stuff will be built for tomorrow. And yeah.
Okay. Well, if he's not doing anything like super interesting, then I will turn around and walk back.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of dart across the dart across the town square. I kind of imagine like he might like this is me, but I can like picture him like running in between like the legs of like the guy who's like following your friends and is just kind of like, oh, watch it, stupid cat, and so you're like, and like guy curses at the cat that crossed his path, and um, yeah, you make your way over to the other side of the town square where the others are.
Yeah, I'll just give them the lowdown on everything I saw, basically. I'd like that too, but I think maybe we have more pressing things right now.
Hmm.
Selling wolf pelts.
Yes, selling wolf pelts, trying to get some coin.
Honestly, she might start actually going into the market.
Melamine puts a hand on Devon's shoulder and says, "I'm sure you'll get them this time, eh?" And grants her guidance.
Only lasts for a minute, Dev. You better hurry.
Someone in, someone in, someone in, someone in, wolf pelts.
Right here, bye.
Are you just standing at the center of the town square and trying to sell it yourself?
No, I'm
Okay.
looking for the actual like general store.
Okay. Yeah, you find it. It's like, got that universal symbol for general store where it just looks like a barrel with like
Yeah.
stuff coming out of it, sign on the outside. It's run by a general, run of the mill Valakian and his wife, two like dirty looking people who just look exhausted and they kind of like look up at you as you come in.
Good morning, friend.
Oh, good morning. All is well, I hope. The woman replies.
Everything is fantastic.
Lovely,
No, no, no.
lovely.
Well, we are new in town, and I was wondering if you might be able to help me.
Oh, what the generally someone comes to the general store for us to help them. So, how can we help you?
You know what? You're absolutely right. I actually spoke with the Baroness just recently. I have three fine direwolf pelts, and she recommended that I see if I could sell them to you fine folks.
Really? The Baroness mentioned us by name?
She did suggest the general store, yes.
Ah, all right. Uh, how much are you wanting for them? And their accent,
Goes into
those accents are all over the place.
Well, they are fine quality. I took care of them myself.
Yeah, you have. And honestly, I'm not sure as like a DM. Let me take a look.
Yeah, for direwolf type, this is like a horse-sized wolf, pretty much.
Yeah, but you're also talking about
Wildebeest-sized as well.
yeah, you're also
Enormous.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's lots of wolves here. Lots of very large wolves. So,
Yeah, but these are 5x dire wolf types.
sure.
So
Uh,
like the quality. Well, that's the thing is like so they're clean. They're aren't they're not damaged. When I reviewed them, I did a very good job of doing that.
They may be a little bit dirtier since they've been sat in the pack for ages.
it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, and what recommendation did you use?
Um, all right. So like hide armor usually sells for like 10 gold. Direwolf hide is probably big enough to make 2 sets of hide armor. So you haven't.
What's the budget?
Um, so they would probably buy that for half. I'm kind of going a little around because, like, they have to sell it to somebody else who will work it, who will then sell it for hide armor. So you probably get maybe a good price would be 6 to 7 gold. And a place that is as overrun with wolves as this is, especially a place that just had a massive wolf culling in the forests around, you'd be lucky to get 5 probably each.
Well, I was hoping to see maybe 7 gold each. They're high quality.
Roll persuasion. And are you doing like the showcasing of the furs as you're discussing them, unrolling the best one and
Make their unique coloration kind of thing, fine quality. No marks, no arrow holes, none of that.
it's only slightly singed from Minar's thing, but you did a good job of buffing out those thin fur patches.
14,
mm, I could give you 6.
6 apiece. Yeah, let's do six. We can do six. 18 all up.
That sounds like a deal.
All right.
Will you be purchasing anything while you're in here?
I think we're set for now, but we're definitely looking to head out in a day or two, so we will certainly come back by and get supplies for the road.
Well, then hopefully I'll be seeing some of this gold again. And she says as she hands over the 18 gold pieces to you.
Hand over the toast.
Very nice. You have made 18 gold.
Yes.
Like his work.
Mm-hmm. Minar, is there anything that you would have liked to have gotten up to during like the rest of the day? Are you content with your?
Well, I assume I'd be quite content.
Mm-hmm.
Just pulling away to myself, quite content.
Okay. Like any other conversations you would like to have with Blinsky during the day, or are you content? Are you like one of those guys like he's like, sitting there like prattling around and probably like talking to you, but it's just in Minar's mind it kind of like zooms in on his profile and all you hear is as he's like tuning it all out.
Very much what how I imagine him going. Yeah.
Okay.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah, and then occasionally you hear like from like the monkey. That's like if Blinsky's a trombone, the monkey is a tiny little slide whistle in that little in that in the in that little peanuts, yeah. uh what about the rest of you? Oh, sorry.
I spend the rest of my afternoon making a slide whistle for the monkey.
Yes, you may. It's easily done because there's probably already several in the toy shop. He takes like a 15-minute break to teach the monkey how to use the slide whistle.
Right.
Anything else that you guys would like to accomplish before we bring this session to a close?
I don't know if you've been following us.
Mm.
Is that something to wait for next, or is that something we can do quickly now?
Uh, like I'm assuming like while Devon.
Are we opening a whole category?
No, no, no. Like my thing is like is this like some Reese like caught everybody up while Devon was dealing with the pelts?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys exit the general store and look off in the direction that Reese indicated like the man was waiting, and he is not there.
I just don't take any chance.
It's not a big place. We'll see him again, I'm sure. Especially
Yeah,
if
if
he's
him and his
following
friends
us.
don't see us first, he
Mm.
obviously thinks it's important to know where we are.
Um, let's see. And this is just for my own edification on things. I believe you haven't been to the Burgermeister's house yet. Um, you also
It's on your list.
it's on the list. There is also you know about a Vistani camp nearby that you guys also haven't been by to investigate.
That's where the man mentioned last night.
N- no,
He hasn't
there
been seen for a while.
he hasn't been seen for a while. There is stuff going on at the lake. You heard somebody mention that the fishermen weren't having good luck out there lately.
Also, Ava said that the other group of Vistani were bad, basically. That they have a seer and they've gone off the path and they're more allied with Strahd or something.
Yeah, she said that they a troop without a seer um, are are wrong basically, and she says that in sort of in a like a general sense.
That would be probably pretty troubling if we're entering Nymeaton and stuff then.
Yeah.
So there is things to go and do at the lake also until the Vizier comes. Finding these things.
Hmm.
And more information from somebody.
Oh, and Fiona Wachter again.
Yeah, why these things?
Wait, so we're trusting the judgment of the Vistani that brought us here about evil Vistani.
The Vistani that brought you there was not part of Ava's troop.
Okay,
She
You,
asked that question and she said she thought it was the other ones.
okay.
These weren't part of it.
yeah, you guys. I don't. I can't remember. That could be right. I can't remember if I said that, but I do remember you guys specifically looking for that man, and he was not there.
Okay, I just wanted clarification on that because I was like, wait, why are we trusting
Not
Madame Ava's?
particularly.
Yeah.
That's the only information we have of those people, and we've had no. Because, like, yeah, the troubled fishermen, there's the meadows and everything sounds kind of scary, to be honest. And wandering into the mountains, apparently like Skyrim, getting killed because things aren't level, maybe. But we have no reason to go towards those Vistani unless you wanted a second opinion on some
Don't
Vistani thing.
I don't want a second opinion. I just
Yeah,
didn't want it. I just didn't want it to be a situation where we were trusting
sure.
the Vistani that brought us here, even though she's, going rogue or whatever. But if they're not, if that's not them, then we don't trust the other Vistani because the source of issue says. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Healthy amount of caution, I suppose.
If you believe what Adam Ava said about this Vistani, yeah, these are Vistani not to deal with lightly. Um, if you believe Madame Ava, yeah.
Are we safe in the town or something?
Hmm.
Maybe,
We can
yeah.
always come back this way. I mean, we kind of have to come back this way at some point.
Yeah, and you guys could go investigate the lake. The lake is right there. It's not very far from Valaki.
So,
Can we between them in places. They could even be watching to see that we're away, and they make a move on that.
That's maybe where they're going now.
Possibly. We don't know who they were looking for.
Or for.
Could be vampires, could be Strahd, could be the mayor.
Okay.
Something